Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wrestling Fans Insight Sunday Takedown. Today, we are going to be discussing our predictions for AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door pay-per-view scheduled for tonight. With me is my host, the new champion of tournaments and Twitter, the Rainbow Goodness, Carlos. How you doing, bud?
Acknowledge me. I'm good. I'm doing good. Thanks.
Happy
Forbidden Door Sunday.
Yes, and happy Pride Day there for you as well.
Thank you. Yeah, happy Pride to all the people celebrating today. Hope you guys all are able to have a safe, fun experience out there in the big cities today.
Yeah,
have a drink or seven for me.
Jeez, you're just celebrating all around, aren't you?
Yeah.
Win one tournament and it's just getting all to you now.
The monster's been created, right? You're all part of my origin story right now for Marvel movie.
Oh boy. This does not look well for us, Brian. And also with us, Bryan the Hype Ballard. Bryan, how's it going?
It's going good. Forbidden Door tonight. Forbidden Door 2 gets to capitalize on what was one of the best AEW pay-per-views of last year. So,
and for those of you who follow all of us on Twitter knows that Bryan just re-released his retro Forbidden Door review from last year. So if you haven't checked it out, give it a go before you actually watch this year's Forbidden Door. He did a wonderful job, and it would be a good recap to compare last year to this year. So
learn how to pronounce some names,
Well, hey, I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to pronounce them right today. So
right.
That's the problem I have is I know who they are, but I always butcher their damn names. That's my problem. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've watched them many a times, even before, AEW even hit the wrestling market. So, and I still can't pronounce some of the damn names right. And
you know what?
You'll hear it.
English is my first language. Sarcasm's my second. So,
exactly.
Japanese was definitely not in my top, 3.
We'll just follow, this like the Smacking It Raw podcast and just make up names for them,
Like take a shit.
Like Ocean
we
Spray,
do the Jim Cornette thing.
Yeah.
Twinkle Toes and
Twinkle Toes, yeah.
Now that we pretty much insulted
number 7 at Panda Express, hey, whatever.
Oh,
we'll just take it. Too far?
Well, maybe you, but
just
kidding. Hey, how shall we go ahead and get started?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we kick it off with what's assumed to be the pre-show match? It'll be a first round for the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. It's going to be Athena versus Billy Stark. Why don't we start with Rainbow Goodness there and get his take?
It better be Athena. I mean, I could definitely see them giving it to Billy Stark as a catalyst for her, because I know she's signed, but they just really haven't been announcing it yet. But I want to see Athena win. I think Athena has been the MVP of Ring of Honor television lately, and she deserves the win. I'm going for Athena. She's probably like my top female private wrestler right now. I think she's doing a really good job with her character right now, being a badass.
All right, Bryan.
Yeah, I'm going Athena as well. And have they confirmed that this is on the pre-show? This one?
Yeah, it's a pre-show.
Yes, this is pre-show.
Okay, so yeah, the Owen Hart Cup. My wish list is that it would kind of be on one show and we would get the whole thing, right? It just kind of shades of how Owen Hart won the King of the Ring years ago. But we are getting like almost the entry level matches tonight. So Athena is my pick.
Well, I can't believe I'm going to go with this as well. I'm also throwing in Athena. I mean, she's had a hell of a journey since her WWE departure. She came into the Ring of Honor, made an impact, and became the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. I was hoping she would have done a little more on the AEW side, but we just didn't have anything for her. So I thought sorry, I'm mixing my words up, but I think she's been doing really well getting under the Ring of Honor label. And I really hope someday she works her way back into the AEW side of things and makes a run either for the TBS Championship or the AEW Women's World Championship. And this might be a good start for it. But going into the main card, and none of these matches are in
Well,
any.
did you get the?
order.
Are we going to do the other? Are we doing the other 3 pre-show matches? There's 4 of them now.
Oh, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the problem. I only showed the one. So
Well, they I can bring it up. They announced it yesterday on Collision.
oh, okay. And see, I didn't get to see Collision because some dumbass forgot to hit record for last night.
Would that be you, or is that dumbass you?
Well, that's why I said dumbass. So thanks, Carlos. No,
See, we could have left that as anonymous dumbass.
yeah. See, Carlos, he just goes with the typical. He'll kick them while they're down because it's easier. So
well, I hope you wouldn't be talking about your lovely wife Sarah. So I was like,
no, she just kicks me. Period. So
yeah.
But go ahead, Carlos. Let's have you lead with the other 3 matches.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Here.
Oh, come on. You
He
can't.
really feels me, but he wasn't even prepared for it.
I expect you to have all the stuff. I get to just like tune in and kind of like just come on here and just plug in and go. You're not supposed to, I think he did this on purpose, so I would mess up these names. Well, so now the first one is Stu Grayson versus El Phantasmo.
Yeah, see, I didn't have that one, but let's go ahead.
And so I'm gonna go so on this one I'm gonna go with El Phantasmo, just because we haven't really seen Stu Grayson on television. And I think this is one where AEW gives the win to somebody from Japan. And I also think El Phantasmo is still in the Bullet Club. So I personally am excited to see El Phantasmo on even the pre-show, because I want to see the Bullet Club more represented on this card. That's one of my negatives about the card in general. So what do you guys got?
Yeah, I've got El Phantasmo too. Same reasons you mentioned. That's something to look at tonight too, is the back and forth balance between who gets the wins. And, I imagine it wouldn't just be one-sided, because, what's the point of doing a joint pay-per-view like that? So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to be right there with you guys as well. Phantasmo definitely has been more in the viewer's eyes lately than Stu Grayson. So to me, it would make sense to put the guy who they see more than the guy who they don't. So,
and then the next pre-show match, we got Mogul Embassy. So you're going to have Swerve Strickland, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona versus Chaos, which is going to be Rocky Romero, Trent, and El Desperado. So I'm excited to see El Desperado on the card personally. With this one, why don't you go first, Bryan?
So I'm gonna go with Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, and El Desperado.
So Chaos.
Yeah, I'm going with them. No real reason other than just my gut feeling.
What about you, Kingmaker?
Okay, Bernardo Jr. So I have to go with Mogul Embassy. I love Chaos so much, best friends and all that, but for whatever reason, their momentum hasn't been there as of late. They just seem to be there to be jobbers for the main card guys, and I'm not liking that direction with them, because I know they're capable of a lot more. But with Swerve Strickland having his sights going for still being on the AEW International Championship, I see this being his momentum builder right here.
Cool. I'm going to go with Bryan. So with my tag, I'm going to go with Team Chaos. But also kind of like what you just said, John. Like they've been jobbing so much, and I'm like you. I can't stand it, because those guys were such an inaugural part of the starting of Dynamite, but of AEW in general. But I think Rocky, and if Rocky Romero, I don't think he's won a match yet besides like a mixed match or a multi-man match on AEW. So with that said, I'm gonna go with Chaos in this one. I think it's about time Rocky Romero picks up a win, and I just picture Desperado being evil in this one, so I'm gonna go with Team Chaos. And for the last one on the pre-show, we have United Empire, which is going to be Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and TJP, which I'm really excited he's going to be on the show, versus Los Ingobernables de Japan, which is going to be Takashi, Shingo Takiya, and Bushi.
Ooh, that's going to be a killer match.
Yeah. With this one, I'm going to go United Empire. I think they'll pick up the win just because I feel like they have more of a presence on AEW television as well. But I think it's also cool they're going to just have a Japan versus Japan match. And I'm really, like I said, I love TJP. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I loved him on 205 Live in WWE and also on Impact. So I'm going to go with United Empire. What do you have, John?
If Naito wasn't in the main card, I probably would have went with Los Ingobernables, but United Empire's been on a really hot streak lately, and I think they're going to just keep continuing, getting better and better, and I think we're going to see a lot more of them in AEW and just dominate. So I'm going with United Empire.
What about you, hype man?
Yeah, it's a sweep here. I'm going United Empire. I'm probably letting my TJP fandom affect my decision.
Right. So you're a big fan too. Yeah. Awesome.
I do. Cruiserweight Open, right? The very first, crowning champion. I was like, wow, who is this kid? I like this kid. And so I'm probably letting that influence it more than I should, but I'm going to go with United Empire.
Awesome. So we just it looks like we had a Facebook user saying hello to us. Hello out there.
Yeah, whoever the Facebook user, I'm gonna take a wild guess.
I think it's Tony Khan. You know, it's all in hidden.
I doubt that. even though I posted the link for people to show their names for these comments on Facebook, I'm taking a wild guess. It's it's a Melissa.
Nice. Hi, Melissa. Oh, who are you gonna say? Who was your original guess? Your wife?
I thought I was gonna say it was probably more than likely Cody.
No, there's two. Then just Trisha said hello. Hi, Trisha, out there as well. Join.
For those of you who see Trisha on our screen, she's actually the admin on our Facebook for the fans of pro wrestling. So, Trisha, thank you for everything you do for us.
Thank you, Trisha.
Thank you. Yes.
All right, so back to John here. Now you can go.
Well, thanks, Carlos.
And scene. Ta-da!
Finally, Carlos, we found his worth to help co-host. Finally, no, just kidding.
Oh, dang.
But anyways,
hey, at least with my team, we show up. Okay, so
that's true. I should say that. But anyhow,
John, you're gonna regret giving him a nice clear microphone.
Yes, that's what happens. He wins a little Twitter tournament. You give him some proper equipment, and now he's just all over the damn place.
Man, you're making my gratitude post seem all like for shit.
Actually, no. Congrats to you, brother. We love you.
No, again, John. If it was John it was John's post who put me over the top in the semi. So again, thank you.
Yeah, Carlos was actually behind 45 to 55%.
I've seen that when I voted. It reveals it right. And I was like, oh no.
And I'm like, oh no, we're gonna push Carlos in. Luckily, I got him over. So
yep, you got someone over finally, man. About time.
Hey, he's the kingmaker.
Exactly. See?
I put my brother over, so you know.
Oh yeah, that's it. I'm putting. Yeah, you're the kingmaker. You created this king now, so there you go.
That's right.
I'm your monster. You're Frankenstein.
But I do want to give a shout out to our two co-hosts who weren't able to make it, Heather and William. So hope you two get feeling better soon and are able to join us in this co-host rotation again at some point. So, but moving on to the rest of Forbidden Door, we're going to go to the main card and understand none of these matches are in any particular order. So I just wrote them down as I could find them. So why don't we start off with the men's first round Owen Hart Cup tournament? We have CM Punk versus, and here we go, Satoshi Kojima. I hope I pronounced
Kojima.
Well, see, I told you I can butcher this shit. So I think for me, easily, I'm going to go ahead and say CM Punk, but why don't we go to Bryan on his pick?
Yeah, it's going to be CM Punk, unless there's just some kind of deeper story here where he's going to get screwed over by somebody. But ultimately, CM Punk is my choice.
Carlos?
Oh, CM Punk all the way. I mean, come on. I'm not really excited that he's in the tournament because I mean, again, we don't know what's going to happen. He could be putting someone else over like he did last night. Well, he didn't lose, but they still lost. But definitely, I think CM Punk's winning this match.
Why don't we go to Tom Lawler versus Adam Cole, baby? Carlos?
Again, this is one of those things where I'm glad to see that they're putting some of the guys on from New Japan Strong on this card. Again, I think that's a good step for them, especially when they're trying to build their viewership here. I think, they should be showcasing more of those guys. I expect this to be a good match. I think it's gonna be a surprise match, but I definitely think Adam Cole's gonna win.
Bryan?
I want to say Adam Cole. I'm tempted to say Tom Lawler because, like I said, I feel like there needs to be a balance of who wins between AEW and New Japan. I'm gonna go Tom Lawler.
Wow. I'm
Filthy at Tom Lawler.
I see some way somehow MJF will make a presence, but I think it's just going to motivate Adam Cole, and I think Adam Cole will be the victor in this one for sure. We have the AEW Women's World Championship. Tony Storm, the champion, will be defending against New Japan's strong women's champion, Willow Nightingale. I think it's going to be way too early to take the title off Tony right now. So I'm going to make my pick right now already as Tony Storm. Carlos, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think Mercedes Moné is going to return. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Jesus. Every damn episode.
I
I can't even stop laughing.
I was really laughing in my head before I even said it. I'm with you, John. I think it's too early to take the title off of Tony Storm. And again, it's one of those. This is one of those matches where I too, like Bryan, think it's got to be like a balance out. But again, I think, and again, that's why I kind of gave more of the pre-show matches to the New Japan guys. With that said, though, I definitely think Tony Storm is going to win. There's expected to be shenanigans involved, but again, I don't see Tony Storm taking the loss yet.
Bryan?
Yeah, I'm with you guys again. It's Tony Storm retaining the title, to John's point, too early. I do expect this to be a good showcase match for Willow and a chance to like really make her, have a nice pay-per-view match here. So I do think it'll highlight her well, but I do think it's Tony Storm ultimately winning.
Well, and just a little. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Carlos.
Just a quick note out there. I mean, just to put this out in the universe. I hope next year for Forbidden Door, this is what we see. I mean, and this to me is what it should be. It should be champion versus champion and seeing who wins. Like I think that's going forward. We'll do another one. That's what I would like to see out of this card, is just seeing champion versus champion on these matches. Why not?
Yeah, and one thing I do want to make note too, and I really hope this changes down the road. I know Willow's still kind of very young and there's a lot that she can accomplish. I just don't want to see her be the Natty of AEW. And that's what scares me, is I kind of view Willow's position as she's only going to be in the friend zone. I'm hoping I'm wrong, because I see so much out of her going forward.
Well, I think for what you just said, Ruby Soho is the Natalia of AEW.
So. And sadly, I see a lot of them as Natalia is the problem. Yeah.
This is where you use Punk's line. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'm not telling a lie, though. It's just the truth.
No,
that's
really
what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what you should follow up with. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. But CM Punk stole that from Bobby Fish, so on Impact.
Oh,
he did.
I didn't know that.
Now Bobby Fish needs to come back, re-sign, and just
come get that receipt.
That shit.
Yeah, when Bobby Fish was doing a promo when he was first, after everything happened, he was on Impact, and that's what he said. Tell me when I'm telling lies. So that's where he got it from.
Gotcha.
Oh boy.
But he probably knew he could out the 100,000 that watch Impact. He probably just knew he could get away with it. So
more than likely.
Yeah.
We have Bryan Danielson versus Kushida.
This is the main event. What are you doing this one for already?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's the main event of the show.
You think it will be?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the main event of the show.
We're going to give Carlos this double down. How about that?
All right.
In fact, all of us get a double down on this card. How about that?
All right. It is the main event, though.
All right. I'm putting Carlos as a double down. I'm not calling it the main event, but Bryan Danielson versus Kushida. I can't pronounce it. Okada. I can't pronounce his last name. We'll just stay with that. The Rainmaker Okada. And I think we already have a feeling what Carlos is going to lean to, but Carlos, go ahead.
So I'm going to go with the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. A lot of the commentary on this match has been that, oh, well, Danielson's going to let Okada win because Danielson does the right thing, and he'll know that Okada needs the win. But to me, I think Danielson needs the win too. I don't think he's won a lot of big matches, and I hope for his sake, he's a little selfish here, and I hope he takes the win, because to me, Okada can bounce back from a win, but I think especially if Danielson's going to go fight in New Japan, I think he needs the win here. And again, I think he's given enough, and I want to see him be a little selfish here. So with that said, I hope Danielson's winning this match.
Bryan?
I am going to, for the reasons Carlos mentioned, reverse it, and I'm going to say Okada. I do think because Daniel Bryan knows what's best for business, and
Bryan Danielson.
Or yeah, you know what I mean.
We don't need
everybody out there understands what I mean, right?
Here comes the fucking trolls now, Bryan.
I know. I'm like, thanks, Bryan. God.
But
Way to Jim Ross that one.
I do think that Okada ultimately could take the win here, which then could lead to more feuding.
Yeah, I think with Blackpool Combat Club's little tirade, I'm with Carlos on this one. I think Bryan Danielson will end up getting the win. However, I think we're going to end up seeing a rematch back on the New Japan side. To me, this one's 50-50. I'm not really sure how this one will play at the end. I just know we're going to get one hell of a match between these two. Mm-hmm. These are the two very best in each of their respective organization. And want to give a shout out to Ted, the Hillbilly Hill from their
Ted
What's
podcast.
up, Ted?
Hey, Ted, we hope you're doing well. But I agree, tough call, but he's going with Okada. So
yes.
We're gonna officially throw Ted the Hillbilly Hill in that pick. So
is this the Face Truth podcast now? He's going with the face? What the heck?
I love
it. Careful. It's only a matter of time before he gives you that chair shot.
I know. He's a truck driver. He might end up in my area and whoop my ass. I better be careful.
Well, remember, I'm a truck driver too, dude.
Oh, you're in the office now. You're just eating ice cream bars.
That's true. So
he's truck driver / taste quality control.
Hey, we have to make sure that ice cream's just right? Although I have to disappoint a lot of my Twitter friends, the Choco Taco still isn't coming back, no matter how much influence I try to throw in there. So
unless you go to John's second freezer at his house, then for a certain price you can get some.
Well, unless you like rubbery waffle cones, sure.
They're with the WWE ice cream bars.
Oh, yeah. I think
those are good, man. They should have bring those back. I don't get it.
Yeah, we need to talk to Nestle about that. So, why don't we go on to the 6-man tag match? Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru.
John, who's your pick, real quick?
What's that?
He said Danielson.
Yeah, I said Danielson. Yeah,
cool.
The right side.
Yeah. So it's 50-50 on that one with all four of us now.
Sounds good.
So with the 6-man tag match, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki taking on Sting, Darby Allin, and Naito.
The Suzuki Gods. That's their name.
The Suzuki Gods?
I think so, yeah. The Suzuki Sex Gods, something like that.
Yeah, it's Lei Suzuki.
Suzuki, yeah. Why don't we go ahead and start with Bryan on who he has for this match?
All right, so I think I'm going to go with Lei Suzuki Gods for this one. And I think because, I think that ultimately I see Jericho just getting the win. He's loved internationally, and that's going to be my pick.
Hey, Carlos.
I saw the comment. Isn't that the same? So our friend Ted Billy in the comment. So Okada has been playing a grumpy old man in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Tired of the new kids trying to take a spot. That's the heel to me. Lots of laughs. Well, that's what Danielson is too. So again, they're both the heels. I guess it's a heel versus heel match then.
Well, yeah, but Ted was trying to justify your little,
I gotcha. America. We gotta go America. We go America.
Oh man, I can't believe you're gonna play that card today, especially with Pride Day.
Team USA. Hey, I got a pride flag, USA flag too. Come on now.
All right, why don't we go to your decision there?
For me, with with AEW, Sting hasn't lost a match yet, so I'm not gonna expect him to lose this one either. I think this is the last match. I think the only match Sting will lose in AEW is his retirement match. So with that said, I'm going with Sting, Darby, and Naito, right?
Yeah, and that's exact for those reasons. Exactly, that's who I'm going with too. I don't see Sting losing a match yet.
No,
they want to keep that undefeated. I think they're going to almost play it like how Ric Flair's
like Undertaker,
went with
when he loses, he'll retire.
Yeah, the first match he loses, he'll retire, and that's kind of similar, but not going to be the exact storyline. Oh, Ted's throwing it in.
Yep.
Here we go.
I agree. Yeah,
that's a good point.
You want to change your pick there?
I really do, but I don't know if are we allowing that?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm fine with it, but
Carlos is the champion, so I guess we're playing by his damn
denied.
Rules,
Because again, we're going for records too. So I want to win this contest too. Yeah, no, you already made your pick.
Wow.
You know what'll happen? My guys will win, and Carlos will be like, "Yeah, Bryan can change his pick. It's okay."
Yeah.
Can you do your Carlos voice again? That was nice.
Oh Lordy, and this is your tag team partner. Bro.
I know he's making fun of me now. Jeez.
Yeah, you can tolerate that shit.
No, he's an athlete. He's competitive too. So again, I get it. It's fine. We gotta have a little competitive juices flowing here.
You two are like the new Luger and Sting, or the Fallon Henley and Kiana James there.
Oh, good Lord. How about the John Cena and CM Punk? We're going to be bigger stars than that. Come on.
Or Cena and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, there we go.
For the record, I would have changed my pick, but I will stick with them.
No, you can change it. That's fine.
Oh, you're welcome to change it if you want.
Okay, I'm changing it.
All
there
right.
you go. I like to feel like I have persuasion too.
Yeah,
I like to feel like I have
you
influence.
guys like all convinced me. I'm sitting here going, "Dang it! Why did I go first?"
Right? Exactly. No, you're good.
And I'm gonna put an asterisk on this just in case Brian's.
If it's a tie, if it comes down to a tie though, then you lose. How about
that? Awesome. we'll call it Brian's mulligan. How about that?
Exactly. Mulligan. There you go.
Love it.
All right. Why don't we go to the 10-man tag match? John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, as Carlos would say, take a shit out, or Takeshita, and Umino, I don't know how that's pronounced, versus
Shooter. Just call him Shooter. His nickname's Shooter.
Yeah, we'll call him Shooter.
Shooter McGavin.
That's his nickname, Shooter.
Hangman Adam Page, the Young Bucks, Eddie Kingston, and Ishii. This one can go either way.
Yes, it can.
I think Blackpool Combat Club with their tirade, though, I just don't see Eddie Kingston gelling well still with anybody. It always seems like anytime Eddie Kingston's involved in a big tag match that involves more than 3 men, there's just no being on the same page with the entire group. So I'm going with the side with the Blackpool Combat Club on this one.
Eddie's gonna disappear for a smoke break and never come back.
Catering. It's catering. Brian, what's your pick?
So I am going to go Blackpool Combat Club. This is Claudio's 1-year anniversary of being in AEW, and I think that carries a little momentum for them.
All right, Carlos.
I was gonna go with them, but I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna go for a surprise here. I think maybe Kota Ibushi appears at this one, and finally, and they the elite give the Blackpool Combat Club a taste of their own medicine. So I'm gonna go with Kota Ibushi making his debut tonight with to help the elite win with the surprise victory. So I'm gonna go elite.
Interesting. I didn't even think Carlos would go that way, but
I wasn't. I know I was gonna go dark, but I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's have a little fun here.
All right. Well, now we got a 4-way for the AEW International Championship. Champion Orange Cassidy will defend against Zack Sabre Jr., Shibata, and Daniel Garcia. I think this one's going to be...
This is going to steal the show.
This one, I think, is going to be my double down here. I think this one is going to be more impressive than what fans give it credit for. So I'm going to give my pick. I'm going to say the title changes Daniel Garcia. What's your thoughts, Bryan?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think this is going to be a very fun match to watch. There's a lot of cool, unique styles here to throw in with each other. I like Zack Sabre Jr. for the same reasons I like TJP, right? Seeing him initially. But ultimately, I am going to go with Orange Cassidy retaining. I think, he's not done with that story and title. And then there's a demographic that they love about him, especially with that title on him. So I feel like he's a ratings draw with that. So I'm going to go with Orange.
Carlos?
So I got to give some love to my little man crush Shibata. I don't know what it is about him. I think it's a little chest hair going on, but I'm a big Shibata fan. But with this, it is what it is. I don't know what it is.
Hey,
but with this one,
we're not judging.
With this one, yeah, and I think too, just knowing what he survived, surviving his brain trauma and stuff like that. I just have mad respect for that guy, and he just seems like a badass. I'm with the Ted Hillbilly Heel. I think OC retains as well. I think Garcia is going to win a title, but it's going to happen at a Ring of Honor's title. I think he'll eventually
he'll become the 2-time pure champion.
Yeah, he'll dethrone Shibata and take the pure title. So, but now's not the time. But exactly what Ted just said here. OC is going to retain. Garcia is going to take the pin to protect the others. And I think it might be Shibata. I mean, again, Shibata will probably help with that matter. But I definitely think Garcia will eventually win the pure championship. But I just think Orange Cassidy wins this match. I think they'll use him eventually to put someone else over on television. But yeah, now's not the time for that.
All right. For the IWGP United States Championship, champion Kenny Omega defending against former champion Will Ospreay. Carlos?
Oh man, this is a hard one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Kenny on this one. I don't think it's Ospreay's time yet. I think maybe Ospreay gets the title back. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna go Ospreay. I'm like talking as I'm talking. I'm like, yeah, they need to give New Japan a win. And if I'm gonna go with Danielson beating Okada, then I'm gonna go with Ospreay beating Omega.
Oh man, I'm with Bryan, or not Bryan, Carlos. Well, wait a minute. You said you changed your pick to Ospreay, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I think it's time to give the title back to the New Japan side. Honestly, I think maybe Ospreay spends a little more time back at New Japan for a little bit, but then he comes back and makes a run for some of the championships here on the AEW side. I think Will Ospreay reunites with that U.S. championship. Bryan?
Yeah, let me throw an idea out there that Carlos had earlier with Kota Ibushi. Maybe this is the match that he could make his debut in, just because of the Kenny Omega factor. But with that, I am going to go with Will Ospreay to get the title.
So sweep.
All right. Why don't we go on to the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship? Champion Sonata will be defending against Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I was almost going to say this might have been my double down for the night. I don't know. I think it has potential. I just don't think Jungle Boy is going to end up being the champion, though. I think he will give a killer performance, but I'm still keeping my double down on the 4-way for the International Championship. But this will probably be the second best double down for the night for me. So I'm going to go with Sonata retaining the championship. Carlos, what's your thoughts?
So again, like we're talking earlier about like origin stories, I think again this is where we see Jungle Boy, just going full heel. I don't think he'll make the full heel turn yet, but I definitely think this is where it happens, because I don't know if you guys caught like Sonata in interviews say that he didn't even know who Jungle Boy was, who he doesn't even know who he is and all this stuff. So I think this match is gonna deliver. I do think it's gonna be a undercover banger. But I think maybe like Hook, I think maybe Jungle Boy looks for Hook to help him win and Hook doesn't, and that's where we kind of see the heel turn coming the next week. But with that said, I definitely think Sonata is going to win.
So just to kind of muddy the water a little bit, maybe Hook goes back to being heel tonight.
It could. I definitely. I think Jungle Boy's going to turn Hook. Is going to eventually turns heel on Hook. Like I think he's going to want Hook to help him cheat, and Hook's not going to do it. Like throw me the belt or something like that. Because Hook's supposed to be in his corner. But that could happen. But no, I definitely think this will be the starting of Jungle Boy defeating Hook, and I think eventually Jungle Boy's going to give Hook his first loss too.
All right, Bryan.
I'm going Sonata. I don't see Jungle Boy as the world champion over there. So
I just think it's too early for Jungle Boy to hold the very top prize in any organization right now. I mean, he's still young. He's still developing.
Yep.
But he's doing good on his own right now as it is. So
he's doing real good. And I do think that, the fact that the Hook is involved here, that just, it's too much there to ignore. So
my name is not Earl says, I hope Filthy Tom Lawyer wins, whoever that is. I think they were
the UFC. Is he probably a UFC fan?
I don't know.
Or he just likes Filthy.
Probably.
Yeah.
And did I pronounce the name wrong and spell it wrong? Is it Tom Lawyer or Tom Lawler?
Lawler. But I think it's with an O, right?
I thought so, but maybe I wrote it wrong and read it too fast. I don't know. My apologies if I did pronounce it wrong or whatnot. So, anyways, I don't know if I posted that. Sonata.
It's with an O. It's with an O. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay. So it is Lawler then.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I thought, but looks like we got to throw one for Ted on Sonata as well. So
nice.
Throw that there. Anyhow, we got one match left.
And just so you know, this just because I know I'm validated with, because this is actually going to be the opening match. Just so you know.
Which one?
Which one?
The MJF match is going to be the opening match.
No,
dude.
Why?
Because I'm telling you, because they want to give the main event to Danielson, because MJF yesterday on Collision said, I'm only going to fight him if I'm the opening match and I get to fight and I get to leave. So he's the opening match.
It's just not.
So again, give me my kudos.
It's such a horrible idea.
I know. I agree.
You realize?
But I think it's their way of giving Danielson the main event. Like I said, that's why.
You're taking me back to the 4 Pillars match attitude. I'm like, this is like 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Are you like you're over there just trauma? No, trigger word. You've been triggered. Don't break anything. Do not break your merchant. Don't break your memorabilia. It didn't do nothing to you. Don't throw nothing at the television.
I was like, come on. All right, sorry.
Yeah, MJF. See, it helps to watch MJF appeared on the show yesterday after because after Tanahashi defeated Swerve, and he's like, I'm only doing this match. He's like, and I already talked to Tony Khan or whatever, and I'm only doing this match if I get to be the opening match, because I'm gonna fight my match and I'm getting out of town. So it is.
They wrote it in the story, so I can respect that.
Yeah, they wrote it in the storyline. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll give Carlos his kudos if this does happen.
2 times, twice the kudos. Thank you. Don't forget.
We'll acknowledge Carlos on next broadcast.
two happy monkeys for me next time on the thing.
You get some cheese, some happy monkey nachos.
Yeah.
Good monkey.
Yeah, we'll get him some cheese. All right. So
Whoa. You mean this is a pride theme, Forbidden Door, now cheese. I mean, I don't want to tell you. Let's not talk about that. Anyways, keep going.
Well,
every time you say double down, I'm craving KFC now. So thank you for that.
Oh man,
that double down sandwich with the.
I haven't even tried that. I hope it was good.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to our sponsors there on the banner, Bad Monkey Nacho Cheese Popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
We appreciate you guys.
Available at the Dollar General near you. Let's do a little.
Carlos sounds very proud every time he says that to you. I'm wondering.
No, not really.
I wonder if he's really getting the sponsorship we're not seeing. You know.
I have stock in Dollar General. I need to go back up. It's taking a hit. So.
All right. So before Carlos rudely interrupted us, the very last match for the AEW World Championship, champion MJF defending against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Easy call, I think, on this is I'm saying MJF retains the championship, but I'm not sure if it's going to be a DQ win for Tanahashi or if MJF's going to get the cheap heel victory. I'm going to say MJF gets the cheap heel victory. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, it's MJF, and I'm going to say by either it's definitely Crook, not Hook. So maybe like a DQ or something like that, but it's got to be that way because Tanahashi's a good, household name. He's their Bret Hart, right? So you can't just cleanly beat him.
For sure. Carlos?
I'm gonna go Tanahashi, but again, I think I'm gonna hope MJF beats him cleanly, just because I think if MJF beat him cleanly, it would play in more to like his feud with New Japan for shows going on in the future. I hope MJF wins, and I hope he does it cleanly, because Tanahashi is the guy that they've talked about it, where New Japan doesn't view him as a superstar. They don't view him as a top star anymore. So he's a guy that can take the pin. He fights on Impact Wrestling, for goodness sakes. So. Not that he gets Impact, but if they load him out to Impact, then they obviously means they don't view him as their top star. But MJF's going to win, and I'm going to go for a clean win for once. Why not?
Oh, all right. So we're all in unison with MJF then. All right. So with that being said, that's going to be it. Are you guys looking for any surprises tonight?
Just the Kota Ibushi. Like I said, I think he shows up finally, and I think because again they got to play into Kenny Omega when he was gone. He was saying, I got friends too, and Ishii is Eddie Kingston's friend, not their friend. So with that said, I'm looking for Kota Ibushi to show up tonight for sure.
Man, I think you paid Ted or something.
Why?
You see it on the screen?
It's not. No. Did he have the same prediction?
Yes, MJF said that and be a great match, but no one wants to follow Danielson versus Okada.
Exactly. See, that's the main thing. Thank you. See, he just Ted like me. He takes this seriously. We make sure we watch all the shows. Because we want to be reporting the right stuff.
Since when?
Since today. I got this because. But we're a team though. So again, when I get home from work after a shitty day on a Saturday, I'm glad I get to watch Collision when I get home. So
not all of us can be a Sean Ross Sapp or Denise. So
is it worse to be the opening if you're the world champion or the 4-pillar spot where you're the second to last?
No, you want to go on first or you want to go on last? That they even talked about that on something else. So that's always been the thing about WrestleMania too, that they say if you're not going to go on last, you want to go on first. So. I think it's the right call.
I don't think going on first is bad because you need to get the crowd heated up and everything. My only problem is just don't do it like they did at WrestleMania when they had Sheamus, bro kick Danielson in like 10 seconds and win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Nobody cares. Yeah, I
know. That ruined Daniel Bryan for a while. And yes, I can say Daniel Bryan because that was a WWE reference, you trolls. So anyhow.
I just got the picture of you with the gif with the guy in his hand crying with the WWE hat on his head.
And Ted, thank you for the comment there.
What was the comment?
That's why you cut out watching NXT. Laugh out loud. Oh Lordy. As far as
that's Brian's side chick now, so we gotta pay respects. He gets first dibs.
It's a booty call.
Yeah, I was gonna say depends on how well that booty call goes. Any surprises? Big surprises you expect other than Mercedes Moné?
I was almost gonna say it, but I didn't. So again, I just go with the
Brian.
Yeah. So for me, I didn't have any big surprises in mind. Now I could see Coda or something like that debuting. That would be a fun surprise and it'd be welcomed. What I expect tonight though is really last year, I think it was one of their best pay-per-views of the year, if not the best pay-per-view they've ever put on. And of course my expectations were really low. So now I'm a little more dialed in this year and I'm hoping that it's just from bell to bell, opening to close, just another amazing pay-per-view that we're going to be talking about and trying to compare the first one to this one. So that's kind of what my expectations are.
All right. All in all, I think this will be a solid, if not really good event. I just really hope we don't have the same flaws as we have had with the AEW pay-per-views. Please make sure we get the women's matches in the right order of the card. And for crying out loud, folks, please appreciate this pay-per-view event. There's a lot more talent in this than you realize, and these folks are very outstanding performers. So I look really forward to seeing a great event tonight. With that being said, I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's made comments here on our live broadcast. Ted, the Hillbilly Hill from the Hill Truth podcast. Please go out and support that guy. He does a fantastic job with Psychology of the Hills, how the Hills tell a truth in their version that is very pretty much the truth. And also Trisha Pilo, thank you for tuning in. Cody Sturmer, Kevin from Libby, Montana. Thank you all. Bryan, do you have any shout outs to give?
Yeah, I'm going to use your word double down. I want to double down what you said. Again, thank you everybody for interacting. It just makes these things fun for us, right? That's why we're here and that's why we do this. And again, Ted, thank you. I know we don't get to talk on Twitter as much anymore, but thank you for all the continued support and everything you've done. And I've enjoyed your show each time I'm able to catch it.
Carlos?
I want to thank Ted for interacting with us. And again, the thing I've noticed about Ted's show lately is the commercials. So again, congratulations, Ted, on being able to monetize on your show. Again, I think you're a good example for us and a role model. And so again, thank you. And just again, thank you to everybody interacting with us today on Facebook and stuff. When we thought about doing this live, sometimes you think, is anyone going to be here? But again, just thanks for supporting us, and it doesn't go, we're very grateful for all you guys. And again, just to everybody on Twitter that interacts with us and supports us, retweets us, a big shout out to Patrick, who's always a big supporter of us. Just thank you guys very much. We appreciate you all.
And I also wanted to give a big shout out to Sage Alvarez at Saged Up on Twitter. He's been also helping us out quite a bit lately.
Thank you, Sage.
Retweeting our shows and our live broadcasts. So thank you, Sage, and everybody else. Also, a fan in the van. He's also been a big supporter. I wasn't laughing at you, Jim. Ted says, yes, I'm a sellout. It's all about the ads.
Hey, that's good. That's awesome. Make that money, man. That's what I think. Anybody who says that they don't wish that for their podcast, then you're on the wrong thing. So that's what it's all about, man. When I first time I heard that, oh my gosh, so cool. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah. And remember, there's the real truth and then there's the Hill Truth.
Yeah.
And also one last shout out to Is This a Bad Take podcast, who does a combination podcast with Jim Plotner at the Fan in the Van. I believe it's called I can't remember. I forget the title, but they combine their podcasts. They do a great job listening to it. I want to say it's Steel Talk, but I know there's more to it. So anyways, remember AEW New Japan Forbidden Door tonight, live 5 p.m. Eastern. I believe you can get it on Fight and Bleacher Report or whichever.
Or get Nevada Streams and get it on there.
MV Streams 70 or MVStream702.com. They do a wonderful job with their streaming services, getting you pay-per-views and everything. $35 a month just for their lowest package, and you get those sporting event pay-per-views and a whole ton of content out there. So anyhow, with that being said, we're taking off. We hope you all have a good night. Enjoy the pay-per-view, and we'll catch you on Tuesday Night Chaos.